Good morning, Cosmic Souls. This is the Cosmic Flux update for the 17th of November, 2018, Saturday. So today's main conversation is going to be Mercury Retrograde. In Sagittarius, this began on the 15th and will end on the 6th of December. So Mercury, what is Mercury? Mercury is the messenger of the gods, the link between mind, body, and spirit. Something to know about Mercury is that it is the only planetary symbol composed of all three symbols. If any of you have ever studied the planetary symbols, you guys will notice that all planetary symbols are composed of the circle of spirit, the cross of matter representing the laws of the four elements, physical, earthly, living, and the half circle of personality, or these vessels which are containers for spirit slash the sun slash the circle. So if you look at the planetary symbols, they're all a combination of one of these three symbols. Mercury being the only one that has all three symbols, meaning it's a conduit, right? Our minds are receivers, receptors, antennas for the universal mind slash Uranus. Hence, this is the esoteric secret or knowledge behind Mercury being quote-unquote the lower octave and Uranus, the universal one mind, being the higher octave. In other words, Mercury, our minds, our logical faculties, are conduits for the universal mind. Mercury retrograde is basically our mind, our thinking, our logical faculties turning away from the status quo and from paying attention to everything in the world at large, and is about turning inward, tuning into our own personal mission and our own personal purpose. It is truly like the mind being like, wait, tunnel vision, focus on what you need to focus on. Hence why every decision, every action becomes heightened and incredibly critical at this point, because any choices that we make that are not in alignment with our purpose become heightened, and we experience the repercussions and consequences immediately, because Mercury retrograde is calling us all to answer the calls of evolution. So that's Mercury. In Sagittarius, Sagittarius is the arrow pointing heavenward, right? This aspect of self, Sagittarius, seeks to understand intuitively the universal laws of creation. Hence why Sagittarius is so about philosophy, esoteric teachings, wisdoms, anything that has to do with the higher self slash Jupiter, right? Sagittarius is ruled by the half crescent, the personality, over the cross of matter, representing the self that perceives beyond the physical, perceives beyond the material. It is the aspect of self that is now looking at the world at large and is creating and forming some type of worldview, some type of origin story of self and humanity in general. So Mercury, Sag, now going retrograde. The first thing to notice is that as soon as it goes retrograde, the next day it creates what we call in astrology a quote-unquote square aspect with Neptune in Pisces. So Neptune slash Mercury squaring each other. Remember, Neptune is the cosmic ocean, the cosmic sea, the astral ether realms. Squaring Mercury basically means that there's a little bit of an idealism, a little bit of a daydreamer faculty hitting how we think, how we process information in our thinking collectively. And basically, we are the dreamers and the idealists at this point. But we must remember to remain practical and grounded. And this is the main lesson of this Neptune square Mercury. On the 25th of November, Mercury retrograde hits a square aspect with Mars in Pisces. And then the next day on the 26th hits a conjunction with Jupiter and with the Sun, all in Sag. What does this all mean? Mars, the Sun, they're energizers. They activate, they move us into motion and put us into action. Jupiter is the most largest planet in our solar system out of the whole planetary beings, right? So Mars square creates an irritability. It creates this kind of like short fuse. It like wants to get into action now. So look out on the 25th for some irritability, for like a sense of urgency. because you're seeking truth and you're getting a little impatient. But the good news is on the next day, on the 26th, this conjunction with the sun and Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter rules Sag. Jupiter is the higher self, the higher mind, in conjunction with the sun, in conjunction with Mercury on the 26th of November. Consider this an attunement with yourself. Mercury in Sag is seeking the truth of self, seeking to know and experience our own truth, our own worldview. It's like we're seeking our truth and seeking our intuitive understanding of who we are and who we are as a humanity and as a personal individual. In this 26th, on the 26th of November, hitting a conjunction with the sun and Jupiter, it's like there's this download, like this alignment between the higher self, Jupiter, the spirit, sun, and our mind, our conduit, our antenna as to how we think / Mercury. The 26th to me feels like this attunement, this seeking of truth that reaches a climax. This is a beautiful time. On the 1st of December, Mercury enters Scorpio. Remember, Scorpio is into the occult, into the hidden, into what we cannot perceive with our physical eyes. Remember, Scorpio is the alchemist, the transmuter of energies that we cannot perceive. So the Mercury, the mind, our logical faculties entering into the realms of Scorpio gets us in touch with these hidden forces, with the occult forces, gets us in touch with, you know, being able to consciously work with these universal energies once we've come out of this attunement with Jupiter and the sun and our higher self / Sag. On the 6th of December, Mercury goes direct in Scorpio. And at the same time, forms a perfect, accurate, sharp, very close, exact trine with the North Node in Cancer and with Chiron in Pisces. What does this mean? Again, this water trine, this trine between the North Node in Cancer and Chiron Pisces, that trine has been constantly being activated. At this point, it's being activated by Mercury, the mind. Mercury in Scorpio is about perceiving consciously, being aware of these occult energies that are active within us all / Scorpio, becoming the transmuter of these energies. With Mercury in this Scorpio, you know, it's like we're becoming conscious, very intuitive and psychically aware of these universal energies within us all. Hitting this grand trine with the North Node in Cancer. Remember, North Node is our evolutionary path, where our personalities are being drawn to. In Cancer, it's about establishing our emotional security from within, not depending on external factors to establish our emotional security within. And Chiron in Pisces is all about, through activating that emotional security within and establishing ourselves in our own inner light instead of being pulled to and from the ebbs and flows of that Cancer enriched psychic life, we activate our healing abilities / Chiron. Chiron is the teacher of the earth / spirit connection. Through working with our own healing ourselves, we become able to work with these universal cosmic energies / Pisces to heal the self and others / Chiron. So to sum it up, at the end of this Mercury period, once it goes direct on the 6th of December, we've already hit an alignment with Jupiter, the higher mind, and with Spirit, the sun, in Sag, the truth seeker. And right after then, creating this grand trine with the North Node in Cancer and Chiron in Pisces and being in Scorpio is like this psychic attunement. It's like the conscious mind, our thinking abilities are now a little bit more psychic, a little bit more tuned in to the astral realms, and a little bit more quote-unquote occult, a little bit more tuned in to these universal energies and transformative phases that we're all going through. And so North Node Cancer makes us aware that we have to really establish our security within, and that will activate this ability to work consciously with these universal energies / Mercury Scorpio to transform and transmute the self, which will then activate this Pisces Chiron energy vibration that's all about healing the self on a multi-dimensional level, which will enable the healer and the spiritual warrior within us that is in service to the collective and seeks to not only heal the self but to be in service to the collective and humanity at large, healing one self and healing all. Chiron / Pisces.